Hello everyone, so today we're going to talk about flat earth as well as the true concept of an atom, as well as my 3 books here. All is Atom. That's right. The atom, the true concept of an atom, swirls out of the top into the bottom, out of the bottom into the top, not just out of the top into the bottom. Because a magnet repels and attracts out of both sides, so we're dealing with repelling and attracting. What is that? It's radiation, and what we call gravitation is actually dielectric acceleration towards the null point or 0 point. But here's what I want to talk about. The Sophia Perennis. Thank you, Santos Bonacci, by the way. Shout out Santos Bonacci and Ken Wheeler and Martin Kinney and Jordan Maxwell, Stan Tenen, as well as Manly P. Hall. The Sophia Perennis, the perennial philosophy, is to know the total truth and consequently to will the good and love beauty. Philosophia, the love of wisdom. Philo means love, Sophia means wisdom. A true philosopher is a lover of wisdom as well as one who is above the senses. Thank you, Leonardo da Vinci, Marsilio Ficino, the one who translated the Emerald Tablets into Latin, and Giordano Bruno, who was burned at the stake in the 1600s, had his tongue stretched out and he was stripped naked, burned alive, for speaking about flat earth and the Prisca Theologia. They cut his tongue out so that he couldn't speak. That's where you get, we don't talk about Bruno, no, in Canto. That was Giordano Bruno in Italy in the 1600s. Astrotheology, comparative studies, syncretism, the perennialist perspective. True philosopher is one who's above the senses, and that's why veganism is so important, because you don't desire flesh. Veganism and the 12 cell salts. When you're hungry, you're actually thirsty. We require water and minerals, and you get water from plants, and you get your 12 cell salts, minerals from the plants. So therefore, veganism purifies the blood. Holistic health, holism. The holy science, knowing thyself in order to heal yourself properly via integrating the mind, body, and soul, the 3 aspects of the human body, as well as the integration of the 7 virtues while abstaining or refraining the 7 vices, thus becoming a healthy, balanced human with integrity. 7 virtues being patience, temperance, 7 vices being greed, lust, pride, etc. So what we're dealing with is as above, so below, as within, so without, the true concept of an atom. Current quantum mechanics tells us that an atom has proton, neutron, electron, that there's particles, particle wave duality. But even Einstein said that that was wrong. Stephen Hawking in his 1990s book said that quantum mechanics will be solved in the next 20 years, and there's something called the EPR paradox. Einstein, Podolsky, and Rosen. EPR paradox says spooky action at a distance. It's saying that there's a paradox. How can 2 particles separated by distance affect each other instantaneously in spooky action at distance? Well, it's because they're not separated, they're connected. Nothing is separated. There's never nothing, there's always something. So there is no vacuum of space, light traveling through nothingness. There is something, there's never nothing. Energy can't be created or destroyed, and there's always energy everywhere. There's never a space where there's just empty vacuum. It's not a vacuum of space because it has to be one or the other. So ether science says that there's pure energy out there. It's energy, frequency, and vibration. So you have ether or energy in stillness, ether in motion, and all physicality is sustained by motion. So what we're dealing with is this here. This is what an atom is. All atoms are polarized. The inner volume of an atom is magnetodielectricity. So the outer volume is electricity or electromagnetism. Electricity, what we call electrification, is actually illumination. It is measured in cycles per second. So illumination happens when magnetism, which is invisible, when a magnet repels and attracts, it's invisible. You can't see anything, even though magnetism carries electricity. So light is invisible, illumination is visible. Light is a principle, illumination is the attribute. So a light, in this case, illumination, is measured in cycles per second. It's electrical resistance. What is resisting? It's rest against motion. So you have right turning going out. It's the ether in dynamic polarization. All atoms are polarized, so therefore light is not a particle wave duality. It's the ether in dynamic circular polarization against itself. What is the ether? It's pure potential. What is pure potential? Non-Cartesian nexus from which everything comes from. Ether. It's energy and stillness. So ether science is correct. It tells us that there's energy, frequency, and vibration, just like Nikola Tesla said. When you want to talk about the universe, think about 369, energy, frequency, and vibration. He said, I saw the past, present, and future at once. Well, there it is. There's your atom. See, your body is just like the Earth we live on. There's the plane of inertia, disk. It's the Milky Way galaxy. It's a flat disk. So you have the plane of inertia, you have the crown chakra, the root chakra. The energy doesn't go out of the top and into the bottom simply just like this. The energy swirls out of the top and swirls into the bottom. and we're going to get to that, as above, so below. Okay? We're going to explain it all here. So what we have is the energy swirls out of from the heart, your electromagnetic field is produced. The core corazon swirls out of the top, swirls into the bottom, swirls out of the bottom, swirls into the top. So this is energy in motion, your emotions. It's a love. Love is an emotion. So this is energy in motion. It's literally the counter-rotating fields of magnetism, Nikola Tesla's greatest discovery. So magnetism travels the right-hand rule of magnetism. Therefore, all atoms are polarized because there's a north and south pole separated by a plane of inertia. The plane of inertia is here. So if there's an up, then there must be a down. There must be something that separates the north and south pole. That's the disk here, the plane of inertia. It's an oscillating pulse perturbation is what an atom is. It's a reciprocating precessional hyperboloid because the energy goes out the top into the bottom, out the bottom into the top. But it's all going one direction. See, it's right turning as it goes out and comes down here, and it's right turning and then goes up. But everything is turning in one direction. So now the counter-rotating fields of magnetism. See, red shift, blue shift. Thank you, Walter Russell. Red is right turning. As the energy goes out, it's centrifugal divergence. CFD. Centrifugal divergence is radiation, which is the repelling force of a magnet. Centripetal convergence is where the energy turns left as it goes in, and that's the dielectric acceleration towards the zero pressure. See, high pressure seeks low pressure, just like our end pressures do on Earth. The cold air above the sea rushes towards the beach. So if you have a sail on your boat, the wind will carry you towards the shore because the high pressure cold air is heavy, goes down. Hot air rises, low pressure goes up. So the cold air from the ocean goes towards the shore where it's warmer. High pressure seeks low pressure. So that all you have is energy going out and it wants to go back in. Therefore, this mid pressure goes out and in, out and in. So you have two mid pressures above, below the plane of inertia, and two high pressures which go all the way around and all the way around. But it doesn't just go out the top into the bottom or out the bottom into the top. It swirls out of the top into the bottom, swirls out of the bottom into the top. So now that I read this all to you, see, we're dealing with atoms, perpetual whirlpools of energy. Energy can't be created or destroyed. That's very important. Well, how do we know all this is facts? Because it is facts. Look, everyone knows except for most people, and that's why this is hard. 3, actually. There's the Azadi Tower in Tehran, capital of Iran. So what you have here is, check this out. It doesn't just come out of the top into the bottom. It swirls, it curves, and it curls. So this is there's the counter-rotating fields of magnetism. It's also here. There's the bowl. There's the bowl. This is the Vatican Museum. This is, check this out. This is called the Shanghai Disneyland. This is called the Garden of Imaginations. It's the center of Shanghai Disneyland. So that's right at the center. This is the Rome Capitol Hill right at the center. Look at this flower here. So